Hey, how you doing, everybody? Again, this is Jareel. Um, in this next section of video, I would like to talk about racism. Pretty touchy subject, but this is what I do. A lot of you folks out there have a problem with this uh, so-called black, white, yellow, different persuasions of skin color and all this other stuff. Well, first of all, I'm not a box of crayons. Think about that for a moment. Why am I saying a box of crayons? Crayon. Get it? Crayons. Always crying on to different types of colors. What do you do about a box of crayons? You scribble. You color. So, who in the world colored me? Who colored you? Why are we called coloreds? Why are they trying to relate to us to a box of crayons? Good question, huh? And then once we quote unquote colored people talk about our story, our ancient story, our ancestry, ancient story. When we talk about that, we're labeled automatically. You're hatred, you're so-called racist. Let the past be the past. Um, don't let us talk about Egypt. I call it Kemet. Don't let us talk about that because then we're called pagans, heathens, evildoers. Why y'all going back there? Those are some evil folks. Hmm. Well, first of all, how would one know the truth if they're not supposed to look back? Another good question, huh? Well, on top of that, why is there so much quote unquote self hatred in the Bible? Deny thyself. Why would I want to deny me? Why do I want to die to me? Deny self. That's self hatred. If I'm supposed to love me to the best way I can, then how could I love myself if I have to die to myself? Or if I have to deny myself? If I deny me, therefore I deny my ancestry and my story. Does it not become a mystery? My story? Let's go and talk about race, as in car racing. One who drives a car down the road loves going fast. He likes pressing on that gas to go in the direction that he needs to go. So he's going to put his feet down as hard as he can on that gas. And boy, oh boy, is he going to move forward so fast. But yet, he's not worried about those other drivers out there and those other vehicles. All he's concerned is about driving, about winning, about going from point A to point B. So therefore, he's racing. Racing against what? Where is he running to? See, when someone has a race, they're going to run. And the reason why they're running is because they don't want to see the things that goes by them. So as fast as you run, you can't really take a look what's on right or left. So your main focus is just to go straight ahead without looking. So therefore, when you're going fast or when you're going forward, you really don't have no time to think back. Because behind you, you just don't care. You can care less. Mindless. So, in order for someone to run a race, they would have to basically study the track. Right? They got to look at the track and how the ground and how the foundations ran and all these things. So therefore, a person who runs track has to know the proper grounding before he or she puts his feet on that pavement. Because if not, what's going to happen is they're going to fall and trip and get hurt. So that's why they also have other people out there trying to clean that track. So now we have this person getting ready to run the race. He or she is going to go on their knees, ready, set, go. Boom, there they go. Always going around in circles. Always going around in circles. A marathon, right? If you keep on going around in circles, what does that tell you? First of all, there's two things. One, you started off from where you started, and then two, you're going right back from where the beginning. In other words, they're playing you. So if I were to run a race, I would want to go for so many miles where basically if I do have to go back, at least I know where I traveled. Now, the word race is a sport. Car racing, dog race, horse race, all these damn races. Get it? All these damn races in order to win the race. And then they're going to point the finger and tell you and I that we are a race of people. So who's trying to win the game here? Who is trying to play sport with your mind? You see, you are not a racist if you speak and you go towards that of what your background is supposed to be knowing. Get it? Background. This is your background. And this is your forehead. So the back of your head and the forward of your head means two things, back and forth. It means to think. So the further you go back, the much further you can go forward. So now, in order to win the race, one has to start running. So who is running the races? Who's running the races? People, that is. So who's really directing these people, me, you, and the rest of this planet, into a race so that he can win and become racist? And therefore, the sport is called racism. So, either two things is going to happen. One is going to be a loser, and two, you're going to be a winner. So which one are you? A loser or a winner? What I mean by that is not to be cocky about yourself and cocky about the wisdom and knowledge or whatever else that you may stand for, but at least go back to know thyself. That's the race that you need to win. So that way you can become a very powerful racist and therefore win the game of racism.